Welcome back to Superbly Said, Advanced English Vocabulary and Phrases.
And our deep dive today, it's actually inspired by a SpeakDuo lesson. It's this really cool story about Tom Cruise and aviation.
High-stakes stuff.
Exactly. And if you want to practice using any of this language, you should head over to SpeakDuo.com. You can practice speaking English on video calls there.
Okay, so let's jump right in. First up, a phrase that I think really defines authenticity, the real deal.
Right, so the real deal. We use this for someone who is, authentically skilled. It's not just about being competent.
There's a difference, isn't there? Highly competent just feels like they can do the job.
Exactly, it's capable. But the real deal suggests this genuine, intrinsic talent. The kind that, makes you believe in them, even if you were skeptical at first.
Like with the Tom Cruise story. He wasn't just acting like a pilot. He insisted on flying the real jet.
And that's the core of it. That's why he's the real deal. In a work context, you could totally use this.
Oh yeah? How so?
Well, you could say something like, most managers talk a good game, but Sarah is the real deal. She knows her stuff and actually leads by example.
It's earned, not just claimed. And for something like an IELTS answer describing a leader?
Perfect. My manager, she knows her stuff and leads by example. That's the standard of the real deal.
That idea of earning something connects really well to our next phrase, which is all about negotiation. To make my deal.
Yeah, and this is so much more powerful than just signing a contract.
Right. Signing a contract feels passive, like you're just accepting what's offered.
Exactly. To make my deal means you're in the driver's seat. You are actively negotiating, maybe insisting on your own unconventional terms.
Like Cruise did. The studio had a standard contract, but he wasn't just going to sign it.
No, he made his deal. He insisted on things like final cut, or in this case, flying the actual plane. It's an assertion of power.
So in a business negotiation, you might hear,
the studio wanted a 3-picture deal, but when Tom Cruise made his deal, he insisted on having final cut privileges.
And it works for personal achievements, too. Like, if someone asks about a job offer you negotiated.
Totally. You could say, negotiating my current job offer felt great because I made my deal. I got exactly the compensation I wanted.
Speaking of struggles and effort, let's look at the trials of something.
I love this one. It's such a great replacement for the word challenges.
It just sounds heavier, doesn't it? More significant.
It does. A challenge can be a single obstacle you overcome, but trials, that implies a long, enduring struggle. It's much more evocative, almost emotional.
A process of being tested. So, in a project meeting, you wouldn't just say, the challenges of implementation.
No, you'd say, the board fully understood the financial plan, but we need to discuss the trials of implementing the new software under this tight timeline. You can feel the weight of it.
Right. And for something like learning a language.
Oh, absolutely. What are the trials of learning English? For many, it's staying consistent and finding time to practice. It captures that long-term grind.
Okay, from the grind to something a bit more graphic. Let's talk about sick.
Yeah, it's very descriptive slang.
It's not just feeling nauseated.
No way. Nauseated is a medical term. It's gentle. Sick is, well, it's an emergency. It means you are so ill, so motion sick, you need that vomit bag, like right now.
It paints a very vivid picture. You wouldn't put it in a formal report, but in a story.
It has huge impact. Like, during the severe turbulence, half the executive team looked sick, even before we landed.
You immediately know how bad it was.
Yep, for describing any extreme physical reaction. Rough boat rides, extreme roller coasters, those are situations that make people feel sick.
That kind of dramatic feeling takes us to our next one, which is all about irony. The phrase is, gives you confidence.
Right, but said sarcastically, of course, to mean the complete opposite.
This is such a classic feature of advanced, native-like English, isn't it? The understatement.
Absolutely. You're using positive words, confidence, to express extreme anxiety. It's much stronger than just saying something is unsettling.
It's like a verbal eye roll, like in the story, hearing your pilot is nicknamed Bozo. That really gives you confidence.
Exactly. Or at work, hearing that our head engineer is resigning the day before the launch really gives you confidence in the stability of our project.
It's the perfect way to signal that a situation is a complete disaster without shouting it.
From that kind of internal anxiety to a very real external threat, let's talk about coming in on us.
This isn't just approaching, is it?
No, approaching is neutral, it's just movement. Coming in on us implies speed, velocity, a direct and rapid trajectory.
And maybe a bit of danger.
Often, yes, especially in a dynamic setting like aviation. When you hear 2 jets were coming in on us during the maneuver, you feel the tension.
And we use it metaphorically in business, right? For competition.
All the time. It signals aggression, urgency. The competition is coming in on us with aggressive pricing. We need an immediate strategy shift. You have to react.
That need to react, to prove yourself, that brings us to the next one. They don't call me something for nothing.
Ah, yes. The proud declaration.
It's much better than just saying, my reputation is accurate, which sounds a bit stiff.
It really is. This phrase is used, defensively or proudly to say that a nickname, often a dramatic one, is completely earned through your skills.
It's what you say right after you've proven your point.
Exactly. You fix a really complex bit of code and say, I know this database is complex, but they don't call me the Oracle for nothing. I can find that error.
A bit of a mic drop moment.
A total mic drop. If your nickname is Fixer, you'd say, they don't call me Fixer for nothing. I always solve problems.
Okay, speaking of high-risk situations that earn you a reputation, let's go back to aviation with couple feet off the deck.
This is very specific jargon, and it's so descriptive.
It's more than just close to the ground.
Way more. Off the deck is actual aviation language for flying with minimal clearance. It immediately screams high risk, high skill, and high drama.
You hear a couple feet and you visualize the danger. And we use it metaphorically too.
Yep, for when things are getting risky, especially with money. Our cash reserves are running a couple feet off the deck. We need to secure that new investment immediately.
It means there is zero room for error.
None at all.
And finally, a term that brings a sense of relief after all that tension. To level off.
Right. Every passenger knows this feeling, even if they don't know the term.
It's that moment the plane stops climbing and everything just stabilizes.
Exactly. It's not just maintaining altitude. It's specifically about that transition from a climb or a descent into straight, stable, horizontal flight.
We use this a lot in finance or economics, don't we?
We do, to talk about volatility ending. After the initial volatility following the acquisition, the stock market finally leveled off.
It suggests a return to calm.
It does, even emotionally. You could say after a stressful morning, I went for a walk and just felt myself level off. For travel, it's that moment of relief. After a long climb, it always feels much more stable when the plane levels off.
We've covered a lot of ground there, 9 really high-impact phrases. So, to make sure it all sticks, let's run through a quick quiz.
Okay, let's do it. Test your advanced fluency.
Question 1. In the lesson, calling Tom Cruise the real deal mainly suggests that he, option A, is genuinely able to do the demanding stunts himself rather than only acting as if he can. Option B is mostly promoted as a serious action star even though stunt doubles usually replace him. Or option C is carefully trained to look professional on screen while relying on heavy digital effects. Feel free to pause here if you need to think about the answer.
The correct option is A. This gets to the heart of what the real deal means, that true, authentic skill we talked about, like him actually flying the jets.
Exactly. Okay, question 2. The slang expression fill a bag sick is used in the story to describe people who, option A, feel slightly queasy but remain calm enough to continue chatting. Option B, are so intensely motion sick that they seem ready to throw up into the airplane sick bag. Or option C, are worried about turbulence and imagine they might get sick later.
The answer is definitely B. This phrase is all about that graphic, extreme, immediate illness, the kind where you physically need a bag.
Right. Question 3. When Cruise says he wanted to make my deal with the studio, he is emphasizing that he wanted to, option A, sign whatever standard contract the studio offered, option B, refuse the usual contract structure and walk away, or option C, Negotiate specific conditions in the agreement, including the right to fly the real jet.
And the answer is C. To make my deal is about being the one who sets the terms, not just accepts them. It's about that active negotiation for specific conditions.
Perfect. Question 4. Saying that flying with a pilot nicknamed Bozo really gives you confidence is best understood as option A, an ironic comment meaning the nickname actually makes you feel less safe, option B, a neutral remark meaning the pilot's nickname has no effect, or option C, a sincere compliment meaning the nickname proves the pilot is relaxed.
It has to be A. This is pure irony. As we said, you're using positive language to communicate the exact opposite feeling, in this case, extreme anxiety.
Okay, on to question 5. In the aviation context of the story, jets coming in on us are jets that are option A, circling far above the plane, option B, approaching the plane rapidly and directly, or option C, moving away from the plane.
The correct answer is B. Coming in on us implies that high speed and direct trajectory, closing the gap quickly. It's got that sense of urgency and potential danger.
Yup. Question 6. When someone jokes, "They don't call me Bozo for nothing," it implies that the nickname, option A, was randomly chosen, option B, sounds funny but was officially assigned, or option C, reflects something real about how the person acts, even if that trait is exaggerated for humor.
That would be C. The phrase is all about confirming that a nickname or reputation is earned, that there's a real reason behind it, even if it's a funny one.
Makes sense. Question 7. Describing jets as a couple feet off the deck during filming indicates that they were option A, flying extremely low to the ground, option B, circling at a routine cruising height, or option C, parked motionless on the runway.
The answer here is A. Off the deck is that very specific aviation term for flying with minimal clearance, right down near the surface. High risk, high drama.
And our final one, question 8. In the lesson, when a pilot levels off after climbing, the aircraft, option A, drops sharply back toward the ground, option B, stops gaining altitude and shifts into straight, steady flight, or option C, continues climbing at the same angle but reduces engine power.
And the answer is B. To level off is that key moment of transition into stable horizontal flight, which brings that feeling of relief after a climb.
Mastering these nuanced expressions, this is really how you move from just functional English to having a high impact when you speak.
Absolutely. And remember, this language came directly from a SpeakDuo lesson. You can find more lessons and practice speaking with real confidence by connecting with partners from all over the world at SpeakDuo.com.